Hello, Dad. Good
Yeah.
morning. Dad,
Oh.
introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm dad.
Yes,
About Kiki. So yes,
period.
I'm about Kiki.
How are you feeling today?
I feel great actually. I mean, it's just good to have time with my daughter, and then yeah,
Ah.
going out and you doing the
So,
camera person.
Dad, where are we today? Could you explain what is going on today?
I
Where are
mean,
we?
we in Dulwich at the moment, which is the posh part of Dulwich. I mean, Dulwich, there are two sides to Dulwich. There's the posh area and there's the common people area. This is the upper class side of Dulwich. So we in a nice cozy restaurant in Dulwich. So which is which is kind of cool.
All right. So, out of everything that happened today, what would you say is the most, I guess, what stood out to you the most out of today's outing?
What stood out to me, as a father, there's a need to actually encourage your children in what they want to do, what they want to pursue in life. Because in the Western world, especially, there are a lot of especially in England, there's a lot of isolation, self-isolation. A lot of children are not really properly supported, and for you to actually be there for your own is a lot of boost. You might think you're helping them by letting them just let you roll, but you don't know what they're going through in their own world until you get into that world. So to be able to give my own daughter that support in whatever she's pursuing positively, I think that's a great boost. And I mean, just like you have a plant. When you water the plant grows and blossoms properly. So, and any little contribution like that helps. I mean, personally, will help your own growing up and the self confidence and all that. So I think that's a great boost for
Okay,
me.
so on that note, a very important note that you touched on. So my question to you, Dad, is for fathers out there, maybe if they're like new fathers out there,
Mhm.
what would you say is what would you say is the one thing that all fathers should new fathers should really remember when they have children?
Yes, it's one fatherhood. Like I've said in my previous video on the Father's Day thing, it's a lived experience. It's not just by mouth. So, as a father, no matter how busy your lifestyle and your life schedule is, cultivate that habit of making that time for your own children. You know, be there for them when they in their school trips, in their outings, in their growing up, in what concerns them. Try and endeavor to be there for them because that's their own. It's not just a bicycle you buy for them or the house you buy for them or all that. What they want is that time together that they will know that, oh, dad is there for me. And that is unexplainable. You can't quantify that. You can put money on that. It's more than money. Being there, always be there. So and then don't wait until you're asked. Make yourself available. Don't give excuse about what you have to do or whatever. Make out time for your own child, even at your workplace. They will respect you more if you say, "Oh, my daughter or my son has a school trip. My daughter or my son," they know that you're responsible because once you're responsible in the house, then you'll be more responsible at work. So that actually
Exactly.
goes a long way. Don't think you will lose your job if you're not available and everything. Once they know that you have responsibility at home, the job that you're doing will actually make room and they will respect you the more.
That's very, very wise and very, very strong advice. And hopefully, all you young fathers out there will remember that advice and make sure you take it to heart because this is coming from advice from a very experienced dad, very experienced father.
Yeah.
So my next question to you, Dad, is a slightly different question, but seeing as we're in a very posh part of London,
Yeah,
in Dulwich,
that right.
so my question to you now is, let's say for foreigners who would like to come to London,
Mm.
is there a place that you'd recommend them to go to, or what areas of London do you think are very nice for first for I guess tourists who are coming here for the
Tourists
first
or
time?
settlers?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. In terms of London, I mean, I've lived in London now for over 25 years, so I think I'm an authority to actually be able to inform people that are coming into London to settle down to know where they should stay. You see, the thing is, one, you have to cut your coat according to the size of your clothes. Hmm? Don't overdo it. Don't overstretch yourself. Try and live in areas that you know is more cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan meaning where you have more other tribes. Certain areas that you know they certain tribes that are more dominant there, or maybe they are upper class people that are living in that area. If you don't fit into that that clique, you might actually find it difficult to be able to navigate around. In terms of navigating around, okay, for example, like this Dulwich area now, it's only one or two bus that plies this route. Yeah. Whereas if you live in areas like Brixton, Mitcham, Peckham, or other areas, you have more network of buses and trains that goes there. The underground doesn't pass through this area; it's overground, which is miles away. Which means 80% of people that live in this area have their own car. So if you don't have a car and you want to live in this area, then you find it more difficult to be able to navigate around. Then you'll be late for you to work and everything. So all that you have to put into consideration. Where you live, is it close to a train station? Did the underground serve that area? Are there more buses that can navigate through? Because if it's just one bus that applies that area, once you are late to block that bus, the next time might be 20 minutes, half an hour, and you are extremely late again for work. So and you don't want that to be an issue because you might be sacked for coming late to work. So that you have to put into consideration before you actually know where you want to actually settle in or live in when you come to England.
Thank you, Dad. That was a very, very wise and wonderful answer.
And also in terms of
Okay.
restaurants and bars that you will see in that area as well. Like here, as you can see, this is a posh restaurant. Just this cup of coffee now is £4. You get what I'm saying? It's £4. Whereas in in the open street area, you can get it for £2.50 or even less. So you see what you are paying for. So I mean, all that you have to put in consideration. And if you Afro Caribbean, there's no Afro Caribbean shop or restaurant in this area. So all that you have to actually put into consideration.
Thank you, Dad. So, before we close this clip, do you have any words or just something that you want to say to the camera before we finish this video?
Yeah, I mean, what I want to say to all you guys out there, especially those one that are wanting to settle down in England, is that make sure you are real to yourself. Don't live a fake life. Don't try to be who you're not. Wait for your own time. You get what I'm saying? If you have any issues, let people know. Don't try to be who you're not because it paints a different picture of your personality. Cut your coat according to the size of your clothes. Don't overdo it, but don't be lazy as well. And good luck.
Thank you. Okay, see you next time.
See you.